I think it was my 8th grade year, and went to my next door neighbor's house, as I would normally do on any day, had some free time. And rather than, play ping pong or play video games like we normally would, I remember him saying, "Hey, I want to show you something." And I think that was my first introduction to pornography. Constantly, I would have these images burning in my head, not only from then, but really until even now. Just that very first time, I still have those images burned in my head. I ended up moving from Philadelphia to Indiana, and it was my junior year. I remember that's when it first started really being something I just turned to, kind of to relieve stress. And so it was really an everyday thing. To be frank, it basically became an everyday thing. I come home from school, I'd take the laptop to my room, and I would search all different types to try to overcome that high each time. You're trying to get that high. Building up this library of images that still, to this day, kind of haunts me. But I remember I wanted to stop, and I did try to stop. And for a long time, it was a long stretch, and then I came to Southern. It was my freshman year. And I remember I went home, and I had a slip up, and I remember I felt so bad. I felt so terrible. Why am I struggling with this? Why can't I overcome? And I remember looking down at that sock and taking it down to my laundry room and saying, this is enough. This is it. I'm giving it to you, God, and I just want you. You're gonna have to take over, take this from me. I can't do this by myself. There's no one I can really confide to about this. Like, I literally need you to take this from me. But I realized that day we go through these certain things to make us better, to make us stronger, to give us a story. It's a process that we go through. When you bring your laundry downstairs, the first step is kind of sorting it out. You got to realize, okay, what's dirty? And so you put maybe you have your lights, your darks, kind of sifting through. Then finally you take the laundry and you put it into the washing machine. There are certain settings you may need to put it on depending on what laundry you're putting in there. So it may be hot water, maybe cold water, to get the certain stains out. And after that, it's not quite done. You take it out, you think you're done, but it's still a wet rag, or a wet sock, or a wet shirt. So you have to put it back into the fire, back into the heat, back into the dryer, or maybe you just let it air out. But there's a process that takes time. It's not instantaneous. There's some scrubbing that may be involved to get those stains out. The thing that I constantly, even though I would slip up sometimes, and even now I still struggle with each day, is that God, each time, have that confidence. Just like I'll take some clothes to the laundry and put them in, and be confident that when I get them out, that they'll be clean. Each time I go to God, each time that I may slip up and I take my dirty laundry, my sinfulness, my impurities, each time I put them in, I give them to Him. He makes them clean. My name is Cammack, and Christ is breaking my chains.